Okay, in this video, we are going to be talking about the biggest hiring mistake that I made. And I, if you're looking to hire, if you're going to be hiring in pretty soon, that this video is going to really help you change your perspective about skills. And I'm going to show you how useless skills are right now these days, and what are the two things which most people overlook when they're hiring. And if you don't know these two things, you are most likely to make the same mistake I made. And all the starter books that you're going to read, all the gurus or courses that you're going to listen to, all the seminars that you go to, and networking events you'll talk to, and they'll have their own definition. They're going to tell you like you should hire people like who are very good. One high quality coder beats 100 average coders, and blah 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 blah. We only find highly skilled people. And right now there's a bubble. There's a bubble, and the bubble is of skills. Everybody's telling you, yapping, that skills are what a high quality. If you have a lot of skills, you are valuable. And if you're watching this as a person who's looking for a job or trying to grow in their career, this video is also going to help you understand what is really going on, right? And what is this bubble of skill that everybody's yapping about, which is totally overblown. Skills are pretty much useless at this point. If you're working on getting more skills and I'm getting highly skilled, I'm developing my experience in this field or such of things, this is pretty much, that train is pretty much gone, right? And you have to learn that that train is gone and that train is not coming back. With one exception, if you're into highly complex engineering or medical jobs, that's a separate thing. But I'm talking about most of knowledge work, media buying, software development, project-based, product managers, everything, right? 80% of the job titles and roles. So, if skills are not, what's the key here? What is the key? So, I'm going to share with you how my philosophy, which was earlier misinformed by what everybody was doing, what was written in the best-selling books, and what was people were saying in the seminars, and to what it is now. And I have paid years of my own time to learn this, and this is it. What is working for me right now? I'm going to share it with you. All right. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay. So here you can see I have outlined type C, type B, and type A players. And one thing you can see in all of them, they all have skills, right? Some of them a little bit high skill, low skills, does not matter. What you're looking at is we're going to start with type C, right? Now, type C is a person who is skilled. Like they're going to jap about their, like, I have done this, I've accomplished that, I have these skills, I have done this degree, I have taken this course, I've spent this many years doing this and that. So without any questions, they are skilled, right? But you talk to them, you see them in action. Do they have a character? Can they speak honestly? Right? How they deal with the negative feedback? Do they start arguing with the negative feedback, or do they reason with it? Right? Are they adaptable or not? It's very rare to find these things, and skills are not that important. The adaptability and character is the rare gem. And right now, the market is going to be corrected right now because people are thinking in the delusion that if I'm skilled, I can make more, or I don't have to worry about anything. But they forget that it's the character that they have that is the differentiator. Having honest, direct communication. Like if the person cannot handle a honest, direct communication, it's not a good person. It's going to be a nightmare to work with. You need a basic sense of cleanliness, right? Clarity of speaking, right? Discipline, coming on time, saying things as they are, not trying to twist the truth, right? And focusing on real things and being a rock and and helping people grow their careers and focusing on the growth of their own career. And now, character is very rare to find, and even rare to find is adaptability. Because even if a person has a character, and I made that mistake again and again, even if the person has a character and skills, that person is still type B. Let that sink in. That person is still type B. Only when you add the number one element to this mix, which is this one, adaptability, that's when the thing starts to change. Now, this person not only is a good person, or is highly skilled, but it is adapting to the market on time. The world is changing very fast. He's looking for ways to improve his skills. He's looking for ways to grow himself. He's looking for ways. That person is going to grow your business and grow himself exponentially. And you are going to waste a lot of money, crores and crores of money on the type Bs, right? Like type C, I can still think like some of you might have some sanity, but that is also getting rare. You may be able to resist type Cs, and maybe you'll be able to find type Cs in a month or two, maybe 3 months, 6 months down the line. But you have to understand type Bs are also not the ideal. Here I can see type A outperform hundreds of type B. And hundreds of type B outperform, I think it should be millions of type C. Anyway, but yeah, if you have a team of type A, these are high character, highly adaptable, and highly skilled people. Even if they have decently skilled, but highly adaptable and highly character driven, moral driven. Now you have a great, great team. You don't have to listen to any of the noise. You don't have to listen to the experience bullshit. You don't have to cater to the degrees and qualifications bullshit. And those become the worst nightmares because they have massive ego. They'll tell you this is how it should be done. When you're raising them, why we are doing this? No, that's not important why we're doing this. But this is how it should be done because I learned to do it this way only. And it's going to be nightmare to work with them. And as the market is changing, they are going to resist change. And that's type B. And the type C is just looking for ways to pollute the culture. They're going to like, okay, let's do something else. Let's go out and drink. And they're going to do a lot of weird things. And you have to be careful about that. Now, we're going to focus on the type A only. Now, how do you find type A players? That would be the real question. Like, okay, when I understand type C skills is not useful, what we're looking for a character and adaptability. And so, how do we find these people? So, number one thing is you have to understand that the interviews that you do and the tests that you do give them are pretty much noise right now. They do not offer the same signal. People have gotten very, very, very smart to hack the interviews. They can say the absolute right thing, right? They can push all the buttons. They know all the buttons. They are very, very cutting edge. And I have interviewed a lot of people, hundreds, if not thousand, and they know what the right thing to say is. I mean, I have seen people spending more time on how to crack the interview and rather than learning the skills that are required and becoming a good person. And they are thinking must be some shortcut. There's some interview hack I need to answer in the right way. And this is just market is going completely delusional right now. And so what we're going to do is we're going to completely downplay the interviews. I mean, you can have a 5-minute, 15-minute quick call to check the logistics of the person, but that's pretty much it. Interviews are pretty much tells you all the lies that you don't need to hear. So you can pretty much ignore all the interviews, what people say on the interview. And the tests that you have, the aptitude test, the skill-based test, people also know how to crack them. So how do you find type A among this highly skilled type B and type Cs who also going to say the same thing on the interviews, who's also going to get the same scores on the tests? So how do you do that? So that's why I given the third point here. You gotta give the person real work. And you'll be like, oh, this work, they don't know how to do it. They don't have any experience in it. Or this work must be hard. Well, that's the whole point. You give them real work, what you're doing right now, what your team is focused on right now. You tell them this is what we're trying to get done. And let them do it. Right? And then look at the work, what they have done. And then give them some feedback. Right? And you can work out some agreement where you pay them something for the work, or it depends on person to person, right? Some people will not prefer to be get paid for the interviews than getting real work while they're going through the process. So that's also a clear sign of type A. So you give them work, they do something, and they'll make some mistake that is to be expected, right? And then you give them some feedback. Now, here's the key point: how they take the feedback, how they implement it. That's the key. Because you cannot hide that thing. There, you cannot hide adaptability. There, you cannot hide character. What you do is just observe them. Give them real work, what you're doing right now. Have them do it. Then give them feedback on the work and then see how they implement the feedback. And if they take the feedback well, they implement it well, and they exceed expectations, that's a high signal of a type A player. Now, if you hire this person, you're going to save crores and millions of dollars. I can bet you on that. That person is going to build the business, it's going to build the career, it's going to build the market, it's going to take everybody up. That's a high signal type A player. And that's how you avoid the mistakes that I have made, and just avoid going into this bandwagon of, oh, I want highly skilled people, highly talented people, to which I can overpay and just burn investors' money. That's just the bullshit that's going on right now in the market. And you really need to bring people in and you have them do real work. Give them feedback 2-3 times, see how they take it, how they respond to it, how they implement it. And that's high signal. And ignore the interviews. That's pretty much is noise at this point. You can use interviews to just confirm the logistics, like does the person have to move, what he expecting to be get paid, what we offering, benefits, so on and so forth. But yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you got some value out of it. And I'll see you in the next one. And avoid making this crazy hiring mistake that I have made for 5 years, I think, until recently. And it's going to save you a lot of time and money. I mean, all the books that I read, it's nobody's saying that, like, you have to look for adaptability and character, and those things have equal weight as skills. So just adaptability and character is almost 66% of the weight of the person. That's crazy. But yeah, if you actually implement this, you will shortcut your span to reach your goals by 100th, because it's the people who make the things reality. Good type A people. Type B people slow you down. They're gonna slow you down. It's not their fault, it's your fault. You hired them. They're gonna resist change. Type C people are gonna be toxic. They can not only resist change but try to sabotage the team culture, the team motivation, the vibes in the team, right? And they're gonna be arguing. They're gonna be not taking feedback well, and everything is gonna be around their egos. And the funny thing is that Type C are have the biggest qualifications. Like people who go through IIT and people who have crazy marks, they most likely end up being Type C. Very less adaptable and very low in character. But that's just what I have seen with me. Your experience might be different, but yeah, only go for Type A. Completely ignore the Type B and Type C. Have them do real work and give them feedback and see how they take the feedback. And that's how you find Type A players who are going to build, grow, and expand like crazy. Right? All right. Thank you very much. I hope you got some value out of it. I'll see you in the next.